Hey everyone, it's Monica May with Let's Spill the Tea. You see our new tumblers? You see our new t-shirts. If you're listening to me on Spotify, you'll get a chance to go to our social media. We'll share that with you. But I am live right now from the GLG Hub. It is the Great Life Group. It's a wonderful podcast studio that's independent, and we're here in the West Oaks Mall. So you can use their services for podcasting, photo shoots. It's a business center. There's so much that they do here, and I thank them for letting us use their space. The All Goods, you all rock. Listen, I want to come and share some letters that have been coming into me, and I want to share the letter. I'm not going to share the person, but I'm going to give you a little bit of advice from my side as a mom, and just as what we do as we share with Let's Spill the Tea. And this topic is all we ever do is argue. And this is coming from the teen, all right? Dear Monica, my mom and I are so different. I'm 16, and while I do maintain my grades, I get my chores done, and I hang out with friends occasionally, I feel like I can't ask my mom anything. And it's simple things like going out on a Friday night or doing my hair different. She likes to still force me to do things her way. All of this is going to sound familiar to my young girls as well as to the moms, but she doesn't understand that I'm not like her and I want to be my own person. It feels like all we ever do is argue, so I just lock myself in my room. We need help, but I don't know how to get through to her. Well, I'll tell you this much. When you have a child, you have to release them into the world, release them to do their thing, release them to do it their way with boundaries. Okay. And if you've set some boundaries, she's not going to stray too far outside of that. But if you keep her locked in, and this young lady says because they don't get along, all she ever does is go into her room. Let me tell you what's going to happen. The moment she gets an ounce of freedom, you know what she's going to do. She's going to go buck wild. You don't want that. As soon as she gets a chance to do her own hair, I remember this growing up, y'all. This was back in the day. Now, y'all think that y'all invented afros, right? Well, yours truly had a fro that was like a halo, halo, halo. It was natural, all of it. But it took me a long time to get to that point. Didn't have a relaxer, but I had some hair. So I learned how to do it. I learned how to make it rock. But then when I got to college, I wanted to relax my hair. So do you all know that I didn't get my first perm until I'm in like my sophomore year in college, because I rocked my afro my freshman year, all through high school and into my freshman year. It was my own expression. Did my mom like it? No, because to her, that afro represented the revolution, Angela Davis, and all of that stuff. But she had to go with me because I'm me. Your kids are them. You've raised them well. You've done everything you could possibly do, and you've done it well. But I'm going to tell you, the longer you clamp down on her about things like hair, I remember I wasn't supposed to get my ears pierced. Well, soon as I got away from the house, what is the first thing I did? Got my ears pierced. So when I got off the plane coming home from school that first time, my mother was like, no, you didn't. But what could she say at that point? It's already done. She called me names. She had never called me names before, but that was her anger coming out. It's an age old battle. Listen, times change. Our girls are going to change. Now, as long as she's not rocking something that makes her look, you know what I'm trying to say. Let her do her thing because she's trying to fit in. And again, you've set your boundaries growing up. Now, you know you can't establish boundaries when she's 12. Boundaries have to be set when she's 2, 1 even. She has to be told that that is hot. And you don't always say, go ahead and touch it. No, that's not what you want. You want to guide. That's all you are, is a guide. But with guidance comes conversation. And that's the only thing that lets these girls know that you trust them. That way, when she knows that she has your trust, she'll come to you with things that she's got questions about, being left out of the group, um, being talked about, being bullied even. And I'm going to tell you something. Big girls bully too. And even in high school, even in college, even in the workplace, women are still bullying. And that's going to be a topic that we talk about. Bullying does not end, it's how you respond to it. And that's what this whole thing is all about. She doesn't understand that I'm not like her. I always tell my moms, sis, you live in your life. Allow her to grow into who she's supposed to be. And I'm also asking that you support her along the way. Don't put her in every activity that you never got a chance to do. Ask her, sweetie, once you finish your homework on, say, Thursday and you're finished almost for the weekend, let's do some things that might interest you. Pick some things out, give her some suggestions, but let her come to you. And see, establishing this again is not starting when they're 12, 13, 14, because by then they don't want to talk to you. So, in order to stay in their realm, because you don't want to be in their circle of friends, that's not who you are. You're not their friend, you are their mom. You also set a precedent that you're allowing her to make choices. And choices are the big thing. So give her the choice about her hair. Give her the choice about going out on Friday nights. And I didn't go into that earlier, but let me hit that too. With me, I needed boundaries. I needed you to try and give me a curfew. And I say try because I was going to always break it. But at least I knew that at 9, 10 o'clock, when I knew I was supposed to be heading home, it would start coming up in my spirit. Okay, you really need to start making your way. That would also let me stop doing what I might have been doing, if you know what I mean. My girls are going to understand that. I'm sharing this with you because, again, you don't want her, once she finally gets out there and has a chance to make her own choices, to be able to go buck wild, because she will do that. I'm telling you, every goody two shoe is going to drop that other shoe and she's going to lace it up different. And that difference is going to come back to bite both of you. So gradually allow her the freedom to experience life. And it was a time when, if my young daughter at the time, Monique, if she wanted to go out with her friends, now I may say, come on, let's do it. And we would both go to the movies, all of us, all of her friends. But you know what I would do? I might sit in the back of the theater, or I may go shopping. And I'm going to tell you what this did for me one time. Monique was, oh my gosh, she's middle school at this point, 13, 14. I let her go to a party. I dropped her off. Now, again, we're living in Houston at the time, and this was so amazing. This shows you me allowing her to express herself. I dropped her off and I said, well, don't look like a party I want to hang out with the moms there. Okay. So, what I decided to do was go up to the closest movie theater. No sooner do I get my popcorn and my drink and I get settled into the movie, my phone goes off. Mom, I really think it's time for me to leave. They're starting to do things that I don't want to do. Now, these kids are middle school. And she said, I'm just not comfortable. Can you come back and get me? So I put my drink and back in the and my popcorn and got up. But suppose she didn't trust herself enough to say no, first of all, or felt like she would be imposing on me to call me in the middle of it's going to be my time to myself. No, she felt like, I don't want to be here anymore. I need to get out of here. As it turns out, what they were doing was they were slipping alcohol into the punch, and then some of the kids were also smoking weed. And Monique was like, "That's not really what I want to do, at least yet." And I say that because at some point everybody gonna try something. But mom, you need to know that you have instilled everything that this girl is going to need in order to go through life. Flex with her, release her, give her the power to make her own choices. Have discussions. You can initiate them, and we're going to show you how as we move on through these podcasts. But you got to know that it's not good if all you're ever doing is arguing. That's toxic. That's going to leave some trauma scars on her. And we're actually going to be talking about ACEs. So stay with me. We're going to spill the tea all the time. And I love hearing from you. Again, it's Monica May. We're doing Let's Spill the Tea live from the GLG Hub in the West Oaks Mall.